Welcome back to CBS Mornings. All this week, we have focused on the one-year anniversary of the return of the Taliban rule in Afghanistan. Now, the Taliban said that restored regime would respect the rights of women. So what happened? 1 year later, girls above 6th grade remain banned from national schools. Girls and young women who are determined to learn are now finding creative ways, you could say, to evade the Taliban's restrictions. Imtiaz Tyab is in Afghanistan, where he met with some of them.
In the Taliban's Afghanistan, this is what defiance looks like. Since the group's decree barring 12 to 17-year-old girls from most government-run schools 1 year ago, a growing number are enrolling themselves into unofficial schools like this one, founded by Dr. Zainab Mohammadi.
So you're paying for this all yourself?
Yes.
That must be very difficult to do.
Yes, but I think it's my responsibility.
You're doing this for the girls of Afghanistan?
Yes.
Although the Taliban formally forbids the education of teenage girls, Mohammadi says it largely turns a blind eye to unofficial schools like hers so long as strict rules are followed. The girls have to dress fully covered in all black, and as a general rule, men cannot come here. So, for now, her students can take classes in everything from religious studies to even crochet. But it's English class that most look forward to.
Is it important that girls get an education?
Yes.
As strongly as these girls feel about being educated, being here isn't easy.
What does it feel like coming to a school like this, where you have to dress very conservatively and hide to get an education?
I feel bad.
You feel bad?
Yes.
It's a feeling 14-year-old Huda Siddiqui knows all too well. We met her last year, just months after the Taliban announced its ban on girls' education. 1 year later, and she's still out of school.
What's it been like for you to basically be stuck at home for the last year?
Like, it was horrifying for me to stay at home and not to go out whenever I wanted to. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future, but I hope there are less restrictions for girls.
What do you want the world to know about Afghan girls who want an education?
They should force the Taliban's government to reopen these schools for girls. And I don't think any country will recognize them until they reopen these schools.
Where there's full recognition.
Abdul Kahar Balki is the spokesman for the Taliban's Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
At a time when the Taliban government is looking for international recognition, can you not see how many countries around the world look at this issue and think, we just can't deal with this government?
Again, this issue is being weaponized. This is the internal matter of Afghanistan, and the policy is very clear when it comes to education, and that is education for all Afghan students and citizens.
Now, Abdul Kahar Balki insists this is only a temporary suspension. But that, of course, is small comfort for Afghanistan's high school-age girls who've been kept out of formal education for a year now.
Imtiaz, I got to tell you, as a girl person, it's just heartbreaking to see girls fighting so hard just to get an education, something we all take for granted. Then I'm still haunted by your piece yesterday, where you showed us really terrible pictures of the little kids who are starving, their eyes so big and their faces so hollowed out. So I'm wondering, you've been there all week. What's your perspective? What's your takeaway of what you're seeing? And then to have the guy sitting there saying, oh, no, we want education for everyone, when clearly that does not appear to be the case.
You know, Gayle, I've been coming to Afghanistan since 2010, halfway through America's longest war. And now here we are, 1 year into the Taliban's takeover of this country. And the Afghanistan that I find is one in which foreign soldiers are gone, U.S. forces are gone. But this is a far poorer country, and the people of Afghanistan are scared. They're scared, they're hungry. Many don't know when their next meals are going to be coming. And for girls from the ages of 12 to 17, they don't know when they're going to be able to go back to school. And so 1 year later, 1 year on from the Taliban takeover, and Afghanistan is in a dire, dire situation.
It seems so. So how can Mr. Mann sit there and look at you with a straight face and say, we want education for everyone, when you're telling us a completely different story? I'm always boggled by that.
It really is a million-dollar question. And what I can tell you, Gayle, is that there are factions within the Taliban who want girls back to school, but there are hardliners, very powerful hardliners, who don't want them, and they seem to be winning. Gayle.
Yeah, what people are afraid of is certainly happening. Thank you, Imtiaz Tyab. Take care of yourself there. We'll talk to you later.